Hello, my name is Leon and I work for the University of Hertfordshire. For students who wish to go to university, one of the key challenges is how to choose the right course and university for your studies. This talk will focus on how to begin your research, look at what factors you may wish to consider when picking the right course and university, and how to decide what is best for you. If you've not done so already, we recommend you download our course and university choices important factors checklist to help you decide for yourself how important each of these factors are to you and how much of a role they'll play in your decision making. Across the United Kingdom, there are over 50,000 undergraduate courses available to apply for and more than 395 higher education institutions where you can study for an undergraduate degree. With so much potential choice, your journey to university study can seem daunting. The aim of this talk, therefore, is to help you understand how you can research your options effectively, refine your choices, and make the right choice for yourself when it comes to both applying for and ultimately studying your favourite course at university. Firstly, we will look at how you can start your research into what courses and universities you may wish to apply for and what resources are available to help you compare the different options. Secondly, the focus will move on to making the right choice in terms of which course you would wish to study. And finally, we will finish by looking into making the right choice in terms of which university you would want to study your course at. Researching course and university options is something that you should give yourself plenty of time to complete before submitting your university applications. Effective and thorough research will provide you with the knowledge of what options are out there to apply for, as well as peace of mind that you have done everything within your power to ensure you have made the right choices for yourself. Before we talk about how to undertake independent research into your options, there are 3 questions you first need to ask yourself in order to help with your preparations. To start with, ask yourself, is university the right route for you? Many students will know that university is the next step for them once they complete their school or college studies. However, a number of students may not wish to go to university and are considering other routes, such as applying for jobs or undertaking an apprenticeship. Only apply and enrol into university if you know this is what you want to do. The next question is, what subject would you like to study? Always pick the course first before the university, as deciding what subject you wish to study is of the utmost importance. You'll be studying this subject area for several years, so you need to make sure that you will enjoy your studies. If you make your university choice first, there is a chance they may not offer the course and subject area you wish to study, and you could end up studying something that you do not enjoy and want to help you in your career development. Finally, ask yourself, what is important to you? Here are just some of the factors to consider when it comes to choosing a course and a university. Now, this decision is personal to you. Only you know what feels right. Some of these factors may be absolutely imperative, and others will not be important. Think carefully about what matters to you, and our downloadable checklist should come in handy when comparing your course and university choices and making those final decisions. Whatever your feelings are, do your research. Make sure your decision is based on facts and not assumptions. If you make an informed choice, I am confident that whatever you decide, there will be amazing opportunities ahead. Luckily, there are many resources available for your use that can assist you in researching your options. University prospectuses can provide information on available courses, entry requirements, and what opportunities and facilities are available to students. More detailed information is available on each university's individual websites, and there are also many impartial websites that can provide you with fantastic advice and searching tools when conducting your research. For example, UCAS, What Uni, Discover Uni, and the Uni Guide are websites that provide guidance on all aspects of higher education and allow you to not only search for different types of courses and universities, but also help you to explore what studying a certain subject area will involve. If you wish to speak to a university in person, one way this can be done is by attending a UCAS exhibition or a higher education or careers fair. These events are your chance to speak directly to a number of universities, ask questions, and gather all of the relevant information you may need to help you with your decision making. Finally, Talking to students about their experiences can help give you a better sense of what it's really like to study a certain course or at a particular university. The Student Room gives you access to the UK's largest online student community, and you can find out what university students think about their course and university through the National Student Survey. UniBuddy is a great way to chat with current university students online, but the best way to engage with students, as well as universities, is by attending university open days. The best way to compare universities is to go visit them for yourself at an open day. If you're going across the country to a university open day before applying, you want to make the most of the day itself. The very first thing to do is to create a short list of university open days you wish to attend. You won't be able to go to them all, there are hundreds. Narrow down your options to your favourite choices, and then research when the open days are taking place. This will enable you to plan ahead and allow you to register for the day, look at your journey, download a copy of the day's itinerary, and find out the times the different talks and activities are taking place. Make sure you have a list of questions that you can ask, whether they are on course content, accommodation, or whatever you would like information on, and try to speak to a range of people from academics to professional staff and definitely students. Speaking to students especially is a good way to gain a somewhat alternative and more personal take on the university. Maximise your time by attending at least one or two talks, especially a talk on the course you wish to apply for, and take time to go on tours of the campus and the accommodation. Also, keep in mind that a university will be putting on its best face for you, so try to have some time for just wandering around and absorbing the general atmosphere. Finally, take a moment during the day to stop, look around, and ask yourself this question: would I be happy here? It is not easy to look so far into the future, but that gut feeling might tell you a lot. Remember, this is where you may be living, studying, and socialising for at least 3 years. If you don't quite feel it, then you know that may not be the university for you. Another way to compare universities and their courses is through the league tables and rankings. Whilst there are lots of university league tables out there, how useful are they really when it comes to choosing the right course and university for you? For a truly rounded view of universities and courses, you should only use league table rankings as one source of information. While they can provide further info on areas such as student satisfaction scores, graduate prospects, and student to staff ratios, each league table uses different pieces of information to come up with their rankings, and some may weigh the things that are important to you more highly than others. Also, just because a university is at the top of a league table doesn't necessarily mean it's the right university for you. And just because one is towards the bottom of a league table doesn't mean it isn't the right one for you. And finally, although a university may be ranked lower in the league tables overall, it may actually be ranked high for the particular course you're interested in. Employers aren't just interested in whether you went to university that is high in the league tables. The relevance of your qualification and the skills and experiences you have gained will be given greater consideration. The main league tables are published by The Guardian, The Times, and finally the Complete University Guide. What is the Teaching Excellence Framework, or TEF? TEF was introduced to assess how universities maintain and exceed quality standards, and this is measured in 3 key areas: teaching quality, for example, to what extent teaching stimulates and challenges students; the learning environment, as to the effectiveness of resources and activities, such as library facilities or available work experience; and finally, student outcomes, for example, the extent to which a university contributes to their students achieving their educational and professional goals. Although voluntary, participating universities can achieve a rating of gold, silver, or bronze. The University of Hertfordshire has achieved a ranking of gold, and universities who achieve this were found to deliver consistently outstanding teaching, learning, and outcomes for their students. As you can see, just over a quarter of institutions have achieved the gold ranking. But why is TEF important, and how can students use TEF in their decision making? TEF measures important aspects that matter, such as the need for students to have access to excellent teaching and a supportive, stimulating academic environment which helps them to fulfill their potential. Being graded by TEF encourages universities to deliver the best for their students. TEF results are published on the UCAS, Discover Uni, and Offers for Students websites, and students can take TEF awards into account alongside all the other sources of information they have access to. Generally, having a degree opens up more opportunities that may not be available otherwise. The most recent graduate labour market statistics at the time of this recording not only show that 87.7% of graduates were in employment compared to 71.6% of non-graduates, but also that graduates were around 3 times more likely to be employed in high-skilled jobs than non-graduates. This might explain why graduates currently earn on average £10,000 more per year than non-graduates. Therefore, researching what provisions your university choices have to ensure their students have the best possible opportunities to succeed once they graduate is an important factor to consider. Universities understand that a key reason people want to get a degree is to improve their job prospects, so universities take your employability very seriously. When researching, always have a look to see what a university's career development service can provide you, and also look to see where their students go upon graduation and what they do. 96.5% of our graduates from Hertfordshire are in employment or further study within 6 months of finishing their course, and 78.4% of those in work are in graduate level or professional jobs. When picking the right university for yourself, look into what students who have completed the course are doing now in order to give you an idea of what you may be able to do once you graduate and what your future prospects may look like. We will now look further into what factors you may wish to consider to ensure you made the right choice when choosing which course you wish to apply for at university. To start with, we'll look into how you can choose the best subject area and type of course for yourself. When it comes to what subject area you want to study at university, the easiest way to make an initial decision is to think about what subject you enjoy the most. University offers you the opportunity to study your favourite subject full time, to fully immerse yourself in your passion. If you enjoy what you're studying, you are more likely to be motivated and not only succeed in your studies, but also gain more from your university experience. The next question you should bear in mind is, do I know what career path I wish to follow? Some careers require you to study a certain specific subject, for example, medicine, nursing, physiotherapy, and other areas which are particularly specialised. Always do your research to see if this is the case, as you do not want to negatively impact your chances of pursuing your dream career because you have chosen the wrong course. However, you might be surprised to hear that the majority of graduate jobs don't request a specific subject. Just having a degree tells employers that you have reached a certain skill level. So, if a career path isn't clear at this point, picking a subject of genuine interest will help you excel in your studies and still open up avenues into graduate level jobs. If you are really unsure as to what subject you wish to study at university, there's lots of invaluable advice you can find online that will provide you with information to help you in your decision making. For example, on the UCAS website, they have provided a number of subject guides that can give you a flavour of the courses you may be interested in, what they involve, and how to get onto them. Similar to UCAS, the UniGuide website also provides students with information on a whole range of different subject areas, such as average teaching hours, example modules, career prospects, and what to expect during the application process for particular courses. For example, if students would need to take an admissions test or attend an interview. The Prospects website is another handy resource for you to use when doing your research, especially when looking for further information about what you'll need in order to enter your potential future job role and sector. For example, if you may need to study a certain degree program to pursue your dream job. So you have decided what subject you wish to study. However, the type of university courses available also needs to be taken into account. Degree courses in the UK tend to be very specialised, and you will study just one subject area. This is typically known as a single honours degree and is the most common type of course. However, there are others that allow you more flexibility in what you study, for example, giving you the option to study more than one subject area. This slide highlights several of the available options, but we will look briefly at two of the most common ones. A joint honours course is very popular and allows students to split their time 50-50 between two subject areas. At most universities, the subjects you study will have some links between the two. However, being able to study two completely different subject areas, for example fashion and computing, is going to be more difficult. So, research is essential in order to find a university that offers your preferred combination of subject areas. Now generally, although the duration of a degree does depend on what course you study, the typical length of time will be approximately 3 years. However, many universities, including Hertfordshire, do offer students the opportunity to extend their degrees by an extra year through a sandwich course. Generally, a sandwich course will enable you to spend a year either studying abroad or working in industry. A lot of degrees have the opportunity to study abroad at a partner university. At Hertfordshire, we have partnerships with 170 institutions in 43 countries around the world, from Japan to Kenya, Australia, or even closer to home, France. There are lots of opportunities to gain life experience alongside a degree qualification. These exchange programs generally run for either one semester or a whole year if you do a sandwich course. If studying abroad is an important factor for you, make sure that this opportunity is on offer at the institution or on the course you're interested in applying for. Even within one university, not all courses may offer studying abroad as an option, and for those courses where you can study abroad, the available countries where you can do this may differ from course to course. Also, if you have a certain country in mind, again make sure that the universities you're interested in applying for actually has a partnership in this location. Whether a course has a study abroad option or not will be stated clearly on a university's course page. However, if it is not clear what countries are available to study abroad at, the best thing to do would be to contact the university directly. Lots of universities will offer work experience opportunities, and similar to studying abroad, this could be for a full year as part of a sandwich course or for a shorter amount of time. At Hertfordshire, the vast majority of our degrees offer a work placement year between years 2 and 3. If work experience is an important factor for you, again, research each of your options to see if this is available on the courses you're interested in. Always look into what sort of companies you could potentially work for as part of your course, and also if you will receive a salary when on work placement, as this can differ course to course and university to university. In the academic year 2019 to 20, we have students going to work for Disneyland Florida, Rolls-Royce, Warner Brothers and L'Oreal, to name just a few. And on average, our students earn between £16,000 to £18,000 during their placement year. Partaking in work placement opportunities as part of your university journey is definitely something to consider, as you can not only leave with a degree, but also considerable professional experience and vital contacts within your job sector. Coming up with 5 choices is tricky enough given the thousands of courses to choose from, especially as there are lots of different sounding course names that are actually very similar. Don't get hung up on course names. Different universities may simply label similar courses differently. It is common in this situation that the course content broadly remains the same underneath. However, the opposite could also occur, in that many courses have the same name, but in fact the actual content may differ quite drastically. For instance, history at one university may specialise in modern history, whilst history at another university would specialise in medieval history. The best way to get a clear idea about course content is to go on the course pages for universities you may be interested in. As well as a general overview, there should be on each course page a programme specification or course fact sheet that will not only give you more detailed information about course content, but also provide lots of detail about how your years of study will be broken down and how it will be taught and assessed. All university courses require more independent study than you will have been used to. The time you spend in taught sessions will vary depending on the course, and how it is taught will also differ. Teaching methods may focus on lectures, seminars, tutorials, or more practical sessions. When comparing courses, the amount of teaching time isn't always the most important thing to consider. The way you'll be taught is worth thinking about, as well as how best you learn. Also, remember that not all courses are assessed by exams. Some will use continuous assessment, such as coursework, or a mixture. Entry requirements for universities vary with each institution and can also differ drastically from course to course within a university itself. It is important, therefore, that you understand the entry requirements needed for the course you wish to pursue. A university may either state the grades they are asking for from the qualifications you are currently studying, or they may use the UCAS tariff system. UCAS tariff points translate your qualifications and grades into a numerical value. On the slide here is a small example of a UCAS tariff table, which shows the number of points that are equivalent to grades at A-level or BTEC. For example, if a course you're interested in needs applicants to achieve 96 UCAS points, then they're typically asking you to achieve a minimum of CCC at A-level or merit in your BTECs, or whatever the equivalent may be. When choosing your options, think about what your predicted or achievable grades may be, and this will help you to filter out some course choices that are either way too high or way too low. Also, as well as the grades from your sixth form or college studies and your GCSE grades, some courses will also require you to have studied certain subjects beforehand in order to be eligible for a place. So always make sure you know exactly all of the entry requirements for your course. Choosing the right university is just as important as choosing the right course. You'll be spending several years studying here, so you need to make sure it is the place for you, and there are a number of factors you can consider to help you decide. To make an informed decision about which university is right for you, students need to understand how much it will cost. It's not just about tuition fees. You may need to pay for accommodation, course supplies, travel, food and drink, clothes, and other costs such as socialising with friends. Costs can vary depending on where you study, especially when it comes to accommodation and living costs, which we'll look into further in the next few slides. However, course costs are an area you will have to consider. Although tuition fees won't necessarily vary between universities, unless you're considering a private university, extra course costs can include books, field trips, uniforms, or study materials. Some of these costs, for example field trips or uniforms, may be included within your tuition fees, but this can differ from university to university, so it is always worth asking what extra course costs you may have. One factor to consider is what type of university you wish to study at. Typically, there are two different types, campus and city universities. Neither is better than the other, and you will have your own preference, but each have their own advantages. A campus university is one where the buildings, facilities, and students generally are all on one distinct site. Hertfordshire is a perfect example of this. A city university is one that can have several sites spread across a large area. What do you think the advantages are for each of these? This may help you to decide which sort of environment would suit you best. For example, a city university will suit students who want to have great transport links so they can enjoy the city lifestyle, whilst a campus university can provide a greater sense of community and has the advantage of having everything in one location, such as academic and sports facilities, as well as student accommodation. Whether you choose a campus or city university may also help you to decide whether you want to move away or stay at home for your university study. Students choose to live away from home for a number of reasons personal to them, whether that is to become more independent, live with friends, or become fully immersed in the university experience. If you do want to move away, important factors to take into consideration will be the cost of living, the type of university environment, or its location. Some parts of the UK do have higher living and accommodation costs, so if keeping costs down is important to you, research what the cost of living may be in the geographical locations you're considering. Your surroundings are also important when choosing your options. Do you wish to live in a location that is based in the middle of a city or town, or somewhere that may be on the outskirts? Would you still want to visit home regularly if you do move away? Make sure you check the transport links and cost of travel to see if this would be feasible. The final thing to consider if you wish to move away from home is where you'll be living. For students who move away from home, it is common for them to choose to live at the university in their first year and then rent with a group of friends for their second and third years. Accommodation is sometimes guaranteed for first year students, so check with your university whether that is the case. Campus accommodation may also be available to students when they're in subsequent years of study. So what's it like living in student accommodation, and what are the things to look out for to help you with your decision making? The cheapest option will be sharing a room with another student, but for most people, you'll have your own room with either an ensuite or shared bathroom. At Hertfordshire, most of the rooms are ensuite, and students will share a kitchen and living area with other students. Unless, of course, you choose a studio room, which has your bathroom, kitchen, bedroom all together in one, but this will be the most expensive option. When comparing accommodation at different universities, alongside the price, other things to consider is how many people you may be living with, as well as how many people will be sharing facilities such as the kitchen or bathroom. Also, look to see how modern the accommodation blocks are and what extra facilities, such as social spaces or laundry rooms, are available. The best way to truly get a feel for university accommodation is to attend open days and go on the accommodation tours. But going to university does not mean you have to live away from home. There are so many universities to choose from, and with improved transport links, university has never been so accessible. Not having to move away from home for some students is the better choice for several reasons, which could be, for example, cheaper living costs or having a homely support structure to help you complete your studies. If you do wish to commute to university, the most important thing to consider will be the transport links. Is it direct and easy to get to and from the university? How much will it cost to commute back and forth several times a week? If you can drive, is there available parking at the university? University is not just about studying. From sharing your passion for sports and taking part in social activities, to representing the needs of your fellow students as a member of a student union, or promoting and working for the university as a student ambassador, opportunities of all kinds are available. The Students' Union is a big part in helping to make the university experience so great. As well as offering guidance and support, they also run loads of volunteering programs, offer opportunities to gain paid employment, and organise lots of fun social activities and nights out. Think about what you like to do in your spare time, whether it's sports, cultural activities, or nights out, and see if these are offered by the universities you're interested in, or if they are available close by. Easy access to fun social activities is one way to ensure that your university experience will be as rewarding as possible. Student unions at university also have run clubs and societies, and this is another way to see if a university can cater to not only your current extracurricular activities, but also provide you with an opportunity to get involved in new interests. Typically, all universities will have a huge range of societies available for students to join. At Hertfordshire, we have over 100, and a couple are listed here. When researching, you can always look to see whether a club or society is available that you may be interested in. However, this should only be a small factor when it comes to choosing the right university for yourself, as even if there is not a society you wish to join, the Students' Union can always help you start your own. Sport is a big thing at university. You'll find that a lot of universities don't timetable lessons on a Wednesday afternoon, so that students can take part in sporting activities. For plenty of students, the standard, accessibility and range of sports and sports facilities is an important factor when deciding which university to choose from. Think about what sports you would like to take part in and whether you want to do these sports competitively or recreationally. By having a clear idea of this, you'll then be able to see which universities can accommodate your needs. Open days are a fantastic way to see for yourself what the sporting facilities are like and how ingrained sporting activities are in that particular university. University is an exciting time. However, these are transformative years when you're here, so from time to time, you may need some extra support to help you. A university setting can help you to flourish both academically and personally, with guidance and support constantly on hand. So it is important to choose a university that will be able to support you with your needs. This is called pastoral support. The support that can be provided at university is wide-ranging, from academic and career development support to general well-being, accommodation support, and specific support for care leavers and disabled students. There is information on university websites about all the support they can offer and how you can access this support, as well as contact details for specific departments. Open days are a great way to discuss in person what support would be available, especially if you do have a specific need. All in all, there are lots of factors to consider when it comes to how you make the right choice with your course and university options. It can seem very daunting, but hopefully by listening to this talk, you'll be able to narrow down your options and make a choice that will result in a rewarding university experience for yourself. Research thoroughly the courses and universities you're interested in. Read through all of the information that is available online and visit the universities for yourself at open days. Pick the course you wish to study first and then look at the universities that offer this course. Compare course content to ensure that it is a subject area you'll be happy to study, and don't forget to check entry requirements so that you're eligible to receive positive offers if you were to apply. Costs can vary depending on the course and university, and make sure that the university you choose can offer everything you wish to gain from your higher education experience. And finally, make the choice that is best for you. Decide what factors are important to you when it comes to what course you want to study and which universities you wish to apply for. You are the person who will be attending university, so choose what is best for you. Alongside individual university websites, there are other websites and online resources that can help you research what courses and universities are available to apply for. Several of these can be found on the webpage where you access this video, as well as on the slide here, and we do recommend taking advantage of as many resources as possible to help you search for courses, universities, and other information related to higher education. Another fantastic way to get answers to any questions you may have about university is through a program called UniBuddy. Several universities, including Hertfordshire, have student ambassadors who you can speak to directly over instant message, and this service is also available on UCAS. Whatever course and university you decide to apply for, as long as you've chosen something that you will enjoy and thought clearly about what you want to get out of your university experience, you will have done everything to ensure you've chosen the correct options for yourself. University has the potential to open up so many doors that can help you with your future success and offer you a unique experience that you cannot get from anywhere else. So do take advantage of all the opportunities it can provide you with. Thank you for listening, and I hope I was able to answer some of your questions.